Hey guys, I'm Roger Gaming, and I'm your coach for the Las Vegas Corviknights. We're here for another matchup, and let's get into it. Alright, so these are the Pokemon I do not anticipate my opponent bringing. Heliolisk just doesn't take hits on too well. With things like Victini and Dracovish that hit really hard, I don't think it wants to stay on that. Same thing with Weavile. Victini is a really big problem for it, with that weakness to fire it has. Gengar, I don't think is going to come just because I feel like some of his other members are better. Tangrowth is very weak to Victini, and his Seismitoad is, or not Seismitoad, Palpitoad, I think is what it's called, is not very good against. We have grass type mons that could be brought, so I don't really anticipate it coming just because of its weakness to grass. And a lot of our, like Victini gets access to grass moves. A lot of our mons get access to moves, so I don't think it's going to come. Alright, I can see Landers coming as it's 4 times resisted to Victini, which could be really good. And things like Hippowdon don't do a lot to it. Same thing with Celesteela. It is weak to Victini, but it can take hits from Dracovish and some of our other big threats and be able to set up Totemize and hit our team super hard with flying steel types, and it gets pretty good coverage overall. I definitely think he brings his Mega, probably a setup set, to really make the use of as much attack power as it has. It isn't first turn Mega, so it's also pretty decent against our Hippowdon if he wants to do that. Azumarill is really good against our Hippowdon. I anticipate him bringing Ditto just because we have a lot of hard-hitting Mons. If we set up or anything, and he's having an issue with a particular Mon, he can switch into his potentially Scarf Ditto, outspeed us, and then hit us back with something hard. Shuckle, I think, is a definite bring because of Sticky Webs and Stealth Rocks. Our team typically doesn't want to have Stealth Rocks with Victini, and Sticky Webs can be really bad for Dracovish for our speed tiers. So I think this is the most likely team he'll bring. And yeah, let's get into the mons we didn't bring. Right, so because of all his flying types, we did not bring Hippowdon this week. Savali I didn't bring as well. I didn't think it had a great matchup. I decided not to go for Sticky Webs, even though I thought Galvantula could be good, especially with the Celesteela. But the Celesteela can do a lot of damage to it, and I don't want to give it something easy to pick off and get that beast boost. Cobalion I thought was decent, but again, he has some things that could be really bad for, like his Azumarill with its very stab could be a problem. As well, its belly drum, it hits really hard. Vanillux, I didn't think had a great matchup. He had a lot of things that could deal with it. I thought about it because of his Landorus, but it just didn't hit as hard as I wanted to and fit the bill that I was looking for. And our final mon is kind of a joke mon, so I didn't bring it. Our poor mon. Alright, so let's get into the Pokemon I did bring. I did bring Slowbro with its Regenerator, Flamethrower, Ice Beam for that Landorus, Flamethrower, Slack Off, and Scald. Scald can be really good. Potentially burning some things like a Azumarill could be really good if it's Belly Drum. Being able to Scald it and have its attack could be really valuable. And this is our main defensive wall this week, which is good. Slack Off just for longevity, Leftovers as well for longevity. And our next mon is Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is really crucial this week because of his Pokemon, specifically his Shuckle. Defog is very important for our game plan. Foul Play can come in clutch too for Charizard. Charizard could be a really big problem, and if it sets up, we can go for Foul Play and do a lot of damage. Foul Play is a unique move that uses your opponent's attack stat as yours, so if they set up Dragon Dance, his attack is raised and we can Foul Play him and he'll be hit by that, so it could be really good. Offensive check, Leftovers for longevity, and this is going to be our main special wall. Among Us I thought was a good bring this week. Spore to help weaken things and make them inoperable, such as Celesteela. That could be really big. Switch. Clear Smog, he has a lot of setup mons, so I think being able to get rid of those stat changes could be big. Giga Drain is there for his Azumarill. That could be good check. This is a good Azumarill check. And Sludge Bomb can be very good for Azumarill, and just to kind of get damage off of things. We do have to be very careful about the Celesteela with this set, but if we anticipate it switching in, we can spore it. Sludge Bomb also hits the Tangrowth in case he brings that, but I don't really anticipate him bringing it. Alright, so let's get into our offense mons. This week we are bringing a Choice Scarf Dracovish. We want to change up our sets a little bit because we've been running mostly in sand, but this week I thought sand wasn't that great. So Vicious Rent absolutely does a ton of damage. It one-shots Landorus even after the Intimidate. Crunch could be very good. Psychic Fangs helps. I don't anticipate him bringing screens or anything, but Psychic Fang can break screens, which is important. Ice Fang, if we want to have a different move for Landorus, is there. Vicious Run should be able to do the job though. And let's get into our next one. We have Mega Mawile. Mega Mawile absolutely goes in this week with Sword Stance, helping to boost our Radiant Crazy attack stat. Play Rough, just overall, is a good stab and hits a lot of his mons hard. There for the Charizard could be a really big. If we predict him to switch, we can go for a Play Rough and hit that thing super hard. Thunder Punch, if he hasn't Mega Evolved, a lot of his mons are weak to Thunder, such as his Azumarill, his Charizard before it gets Mega. Ice Punch is there for the Landorus. And our final mon is going to be a Choice Scarf Victini with V-Create Trick Room. I thought that would be interesting to potentially bring a Trick Room set. In case he set up, I could Choice Scarf if I'm like low in health, Trick Room, and potentially give some of my other slower mons a chance to sweep. Potentially like a Bolt Strike is there for the Azumarill. Zen Headbutt can be very good for some of his other mons. And let's get into the battle. Alright, so my opponent brought the team I was expecting. I'm going to lead Slowbro on his Shuckle lead. We can potentially hit him with a Scald and burn him. We don't. I think probably our best course of action is to go to Mana Buzz, let him know we have Defog right away, and can get rid of his Stealth Rocks as well. And his webs, we really want to keep webs off the field this week as it really hinders our team. He has Toxic, which is going to be really annoying. Probably our best play is to U-turn and go back into Slowbro. Or, yeah, Slowbro is fine. We can take that. He goes for Stealth Rocks this time. I'm going to Scald again. I'm really hoping for that burn just to help put him on a timer. Could be very good. He does elect to Toxic instead of getting webs up, which sucks because that puts our Slowbro on a timer and can be really problematic later on. We do end up getting the burn, so that's going to help Shuckle be on a timer. He is able to get the webs and his rocks up, so we need to go into Mana Buzz at some point. I'm going to continue to Scald. It's a shame I didn't get a burn on his Azumarill. I can go hard into my Mungus here on his Belly Drum. I think my probably best bet is to go for the Clear Smog, just in case he has Aqua Jet is very common on this thing. I want to make sure I do not get swept by a Aqua Jet Azumarill. And I'm not sure a Toxic move would 100% have killed. So I like to go to this Clear Smog. I think it does look like a Sludge Bomb would have killed, so that might have been a misplay. So now I'm going into my Slowbro. Take whatever liquidation. He does snag a crit, which kind of sucks. So now we have to deal with the Toxic and crits. I can go for a move here. He goes for the Play Rough, which is pretty bad. Scald, we do not get a burn again, which kind of sucks. It's a 30% chance. We were able to get up. So now we're going to just switch between Poison Ivy and Brainiac. Take these moves a little bit. He is hitting us very hard and weakening our mons, which sucks greatly. I kind of have to predict and play around what he's going to do because I need to keep both of these mons healthy for the late game. That defense drop's really going to hurt because I'm not going to be able to take another hit, so I'm going to need to go back into Amoonguss here. And I'm just basically kind of keeping the same health and wearing this thing out. So this is going to be a little bit of a stally battle. I can elect, he does go Celesteela, which is a problem on my Giga Drain. And what is the best course of action for this thing? Probably Mandibuzz is decent in case whatever he wants to go. He goes for the Air Slash, yeah. This thing's mostly special, so going into our special walls, great option. Charizard is going to be a problem. We are able to defog the webs and Stealth Rock away, which allows us to bring in Dracovish at some point. Slowbro is a good alternative at the moment, just in case he goes for stealth, or he just elects to make a first turn and go for the Dragon Dance, so that's going to be a big problem. He goes for another one, so this thing is really setting up on us and could potentially sweep us if we aren't too careful. So we definitely need to be mindful of that. He goes for the Dragon Claw, so there goes our Slowbro. We have a few options. I'm really regretting not having Sucker Punch on Mawile right now. But switching into Mawile to get that his attack a little bit lower, I think was definitely a good play. I switched into Poison Ivy there on his Flare Blitz to try to get as much damage off as possible. I did not anticipate to live this, so I just went for the V-Create on the off chance, which was a really bad play on my part. I definitely should have went for something that wasn't resisted. He goes for the Roost, knowing that I wouldn't be able to kill him. So I switch into my Blackbird. I can Roost here, or I can Brave Bird. Brave Bird was probably not the best play. I definitely should have Foul Played, because I would have been able to kill him and had more health. I definitely misplayed there. And I'm just not playing great right now. I definitely need to Foul Play. He elects Dragon Dance, and I'm going to Foul Play this time and knock him out, which is great. But we are unfortunately going to die to Toxic. So we are looking not great at the moment. We have Shuckle. I'm going to go into Dracovish, which I should have done probably first turn in retrospect. Vicious Wren absolutely does a number to his team. I do have to be mindful of the Ditto in the back. Mawile is able to switch into Celesteela okay. He does have Leech Seed, which is interesting. I can Mega and go for the... He goes for Protect on my Sword Stance, which is good. We can go for the Electric move here and just do a tremendous amount of damage to him. We are able to one-shot, so that's great. That's going to give us a little bit more skin in the game. I'm curious. He does elect to go into Landorus. I can go for the Ice Punch here. He does have Earthquake, and it's a crit. I don't think the crit mattered. I think he did do a fair bit of damage. I can go into Dracovish here, and he can go into Zoomerl. We are able to kill with Vicious Run, so we're going to be able to bring the game a little bit closer. Depending on what the Ditto is, let's see what he said he is. Yeah, I need to definitely, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat this Ditto, unfortunately. I'm going to switch into Victini here to try to be able to switch moves so I'm not locked into Vicious Run. But I don't think I can beat this Ditto, unfortunately. So, yeah, I needed a crit or something. Yeah, so I'm going to lose to this Ditto, which is really unfortunate. 2-0. And hopefully we'll bounce back next week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please comment, rate, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.